you never know what the turns in life, and you need your own financial security. There are a lot of young people out there that they don't have a particular goal to be successful in a particular career. I do believe you can be everything you want to be, but you may not be able to be that all of the time.
Hi, this is Pia Cayetano. Welcome to my podcast, My Daily Race.
So welcome back, everyone. You're on my podcast, My Daily Race with Pia Cayetano. And this is a part 2 of my series with inspirational women. So my part 1 was with Dr. Beverly Ho. Sobrang sarap ng kwentuhan, humaba. So we made it into a part 2. So stay tuned for the part 2 of Dr. Beverly Ho and also her love life. I feel like you're still in that stage where it's very interesting. You're putting it all together pa lang, ganon. Wow. Okay. So doon na tayo sa topic na ang question is, how does a doctor find a love life? Or how does a med student have a love life? Not you yet, just in general. Does a med student have a love life?
I think it depends what med school you are in.
Okay. I like that kasi when my son was in the neonatal intensive care, it's called NICU, yun yung kwentuhan ng mga resident doctors na some of them were telling me na like some of them came from PGH, UP Manila, and then sabi nila, di na kami doon kasi we want to have a life. So, ang galing nung sagot niya, it depends on what med school you come from. So, mahirap din magka-love life.
Yeah, I think so. Kasi kunwari sa UP Med, di ba, equal yung number of biological male and biological female that they accept. So parang marami dun sa biological male, mga friends namin talaga sila.
Okay.
So
parang konti na lang yung
konti na.
konti na lang yung madi-date mo.
Oo. So,
konti na lang.
Open secret
Tapos,
naman doon.
syempre, from dun sa konti, mamimili ka pa dun ng diba? Syempre naman, we are humans, so we are attracted, diba? So, gwapo ba siya? Or whatever it is you're looking for, diba? And then, personality, magkaano ba kayo? Diba when you're classmates, you know them so well, diba? So, it's also not so easy to date your classmate. Parang kapatid mo diba? So, would you say many of your classmates hindi nakahanap ng partner in med school? Kasi ang dami kong kilalang friends na yung parents nila doktor. So, mas konti na ba?
Yeah, I think people who end up in the same batch, ganon, they're fewer than those who don't. So parang konti lang talaga yung nag-end up together within the batch, for example. But then I guess pag residente na, parang mas nagmi-mix na, di ba?
Okay. Because sa bagay, just like law school, kayo-kayo lang di ba?
Yeah.
Batch mo lang ang kasama mo. So, not that much opportunity then. And then yun nga, kung sa UP ka, wala nang opportunity to...
So yun, pag residente na, marami nang galing sa ibang schools, di ba? Who come in. So, okay
So,
na.
ang kwentuhan niyo ba is, ayan, residente na tayo, baka may makahanap na tayo. Ganun ba?
I guess depende din talaga.
So, to make a long story short, hindi ka nagka-boyfriend in med school? Or hindi naman?
I dated someone.
Okay, dated lang, pero nothing serious.
Yes.
O sige, so, kailan ka nag-date seriously na?
I think,
Doktor ka na?
yes. Actually, done na ako. So parang nag-work na ako, nag-health na ako. And then, it was really just a year before leaving
For your
grad
master's?
school.
Oo.
That my now husband, then friend, we were just working on our applications for grad school because we were friends.
Okay, but he's not a doctor, di ba?
No,
Yeah.
he's a health economist. So
health pa rin?
yes, apparently. So we were just working on our application. Tapos parang, he did this GRE na kasi. So I was like, ano yung tips, ganyan, which
Kailangan
reviewers.
pa pala mag-GRE?
Yeah, because he was doing his PhD. And
GRE is the parang English proficiency, or no, sorry.
No.
Nalito na ako. I was thinking kasi ako naman yung mga tinake ko was LSAT and GMAT, which is
yes.
pang MBA and pang law. So GRE is like an aptitude kind of
Yes.
thing, right? Yeah.
and then the
In the
TOEFL for
US.
English.
Yes, TOEFL for English.
So, yun. So, parang we were asking each other tips. So, parang it was really just that process. And then, we said, okay, we're gonna date because it's okay. Parang matatapos naman to. Kasi aalis na kami pareho if we get accepted.
So, ang feeling mo, sige na nga, kasi
Sige, just
baka hindi
hang
to maging
out.
serious.
Yes.
Oh.
And
So,
so,
you both left.
yeah. So, we
And
both got accepted. And then,
in different, in the US?
yeah. So, I was in the US. He was in Canada. He was in
Ah,
McMaster's. Sa school ni
okay.
Doc Tony.
Oh,
Dance, yes.
okay. Same pala
So,
sila.
yung mga evidence-based people
So ito pala,
doon.
kaya pala, same way of thinking.
Yes. So, yun.
Kung mapadala nga tong staff ko doon.
But we were just like an hour, I mean, same time zone, an hour away. So, parang it was easy. Like, di ba? Parang you had someone to talk to.
So, East Coast din siya.
He was in Canada, in
Which-
near Toronto.
Oh, East Coast. I
Yeah.
mean, kasi Harvard, di ba?
Yes.
East?
Yes.
Oo.
So, same time
Yeah,
zone. So,
same time
yun.
zone.
And then, after 1 year, I came home na. He stayed on.
Oo.
Finished his PhD for 3 more years. And then, he worked
Oh
pa sa
my
World
God.
Bank.
Grabe pala yun.
Yeah. So, he worked pa sa World Bank before deciding to come home. So,
So, all that time, parang kayo pa rin, kahit long distance.
yeah. And then, I guess,
Can I just say, I feel like, tell me what you think, when you're a very busy person, medyo okay din yung long distance.
Yes,
Di ba? O,
exactly.
see? Na-feel ko yan.
We talked about it nga na parang we were really able to do what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And parang parang
It
we
worked.
were
It worked for
ready.
you. It worked for
It
you.
worked for both of us.
And at
na
that time, hindi na kayo batang-bata, di ba? So, a little bit more maturity.
Menon, yes.
Also, if you don't mind my asking, because I came from my dad was very strict. So, bawal magka-boyfriend high school. College, he didn't really say anything, pero medyo parang ganun pa rin. So ikaw, parang strict ang parents mo?
Yes.
Yes. So parang that adds to the difficulty of even busy ka na nga, wala ka naman ma-meet, tapos hindi ka papapayagan, di parang wag na lang.
Yun, di ba?
So
Parang
when you were dating na nga, and then malayo siya, hindi alam ng parents mo.
yeah.
And what's to tell naman, di ba? Malayo
Yeah.
naman siya.
So parang we were also, I guess, feeling it out na parang, okay, uwi ba siya? Patutuloy ba to? Di ba? Parang
Oo
like,
nga, kasi
will we go?
nag-work na rin sa World
Yeah.
Bank. Oo
So
nga.
will we go through all the hassle of like telling everyone and then,
Then
parang,
wala rin pala.
yeah.
And with Facebook, you have to say, ano ba yung nakalagay doon? In a relationship.
Yeah.
Wala kang ganon.
So wala, like no one knew nga eh. So parang some people were like,
So
parang
people are, I'm sure, trying to set you up pa.
nagreto. Yes,
yeah,
etc.
exactly.
It's like, no, I have someone.
So hindi mo naman
Parang ganon.
dinideny.
Yeah,
Parang
I don't
among
deny
friends,
naman, yes.
they know naman.
So all my friends knew. Except my
So
family.
he came home, and then
So I think when he decided that he was gonna come home na after
Mm-mm.
his like stint in the bank, I guess that was when I realized na parang, okay, serious na talaga kami,
Yeah,
di ba?
yeah.
So that was 2019. So he came home ng April. And then I got accepted into a short-term fellowship in the US
So
ng
ikaw na
August. Yeah, so parang alis naman ako, but because he was gonna enter PIDS in
Right,
government.
right.
So parang hindi naman pwedeng sasama siya, di
Yeah.
ba? So ganun, so parang umalis ulit. But then I guess
By
God makes
then.
everything okay. So I came home ng December. January, it was pandemic, right?
Yeah.
So,
And
sakto
DOH
lang.
ka.
Yes.
DOH ka. Yeah.
So, super sakto lang na he was here, and then, I think yun na, parang,
you it kind of felt right, and mukhang
Yeah.
ito na. So
Mhm.
when did you tell your parents?
Maybe
Ikakasal na kami, nag-propose na siya,
No.
magkakaroon na ho kayo ng son-in-law.
Hindi ba? Like, parang, so he's visiting na
Ayun.
regularly. And then,
And by then naman, you're in your 30s na, di ba?
yeah, late
So,
30s.
siguro
So,
naman, so you think at that point, open-minded na yung parents na, sige na nga, payagan na natin to.
I think parang I was able to tell my parents then na parang I ticked off the boxes na in my, diba, yung achievements and
Oo.
stuff. Parang I suppose they were proud
Okay
enough na of
naman,
what I've done.
yeah.
So it's really like this natural
And if
next
they wanted
step.
you to marry somebody accomplished naman ang
Mhm.
husband mo. Well, then,
Yeah.
manliligaw.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yun. And then parang I think what's important also, I guess for our listeners, is our value system are very intact, right?
See,
So
that's also important kasi at the end of the day, you're gonna live with this person for the rest of your life. And if it's just an attraction na parang iba you were brought up a different way, the values are so different, it's gonna come up and cause a lot of tension. So you felt na same naman kami.
So I think before we left together for school, it was so clear to us that we were really gonna come home to do something here. Right? So parang it was
well,
really
the
just
fact that he's with PIDS, come
yes.
on, di ba?
Yun. So parang it's really just a matter of time na we will do something for the country, right?
Mm.
And then second also was I think it's important for me as a career woman that my partner respects what I want to do. Right? So parang I'm yun, very ano siya, feminist siya. So parang he it's I mean, I understand for other people, the ladies will give up their career, etc.
That's why I wanted to talk about it a little bit. I mean, you're Chinese, your family name is Chinese, you went to a Chinese school. So in that sense, I will just assume medyo traditional Chinese family. But your mom is a doctor and
Yes.
she was able to pursue her own career. So clearly, your father, your family accepts that na career
Yes.
woman, di ba? So all you're saying now is, di syempre yung partner ko dapat ganun din.
Yes.
But because you come from ayun nga, a Chinese family and Chinese or not, they're still very conservative families that they really expect the wife to either stop her career or your career shouldn't be that important.
Yes.
'Di ba?
Talaga it becomes second na the
Yeah.
moment na
Actually, we just a few episodes ago was my topic on do you continue working after you have gotten married, have a family? And part of me thinks, do I even have to talk about this? But you now confirm that it is something that we should talk about because well for me kasi my main takeaway there is women need to be able to do what makes them whole. If that's part of what makes you whole, then great. And for some women, they really want to be a full-time homemaker. But I also emphasize in that podcast that you never know how life, the turns in life, and you need your own financial security. For whatever reason, your husband could die, could get sick, you could break up. You never know. So that's why for me, financial security.
agree. Yun, and then syempre dapat the guy is secure enough,
Of
right?
course. Yeah.
Kasi parang you have your goals and you want to be a success. I mean, not just practicing your craft, but be successful in your craft, right? And parang your partner should be able
I
to live with
I
it, di
truly
ba?
believe your partner ideally should be your number one cheerleader.
Yes.
Hindi yung parang you're tiptoeing around your partner. You know, I gave a talk in a company, a big company, a multinational company here in the Philippines. And it was Women's Month many years ago. And the CEO and one of the VP was a woman and the CEO was a man. And the VP was making us cuento. The female was telling me and the male CEO that, my topic is very relevant because she has supervisors who said na they rose from the ranks, supervisor, and then they're ready to be promoted to managerial and they said, "Ma'am, wag na kasi yung asawa ko supervisor lang. Hindi niya matatanggap to more than one." How hard is that? I mean, to rise from the ranks in itself, to get to that part where, the opportunities in life, financial security is there, and then you'll say no.
I guess marry someone who'll be your number one cheerleader who will not be insecure with
Yeah.
whatever you will want to achieve because guess that's really important. Yeah, as you said, no, parang we know what makes us whole, right? And that person has to support us.
And
To
another
get
tip I'll add, there may be young listeners out there where you might say, no, my goal in life is to raise my family. And to be fair, that was also my goal, ha. Like, kasi nga my mom was a preschool teacher. So she had time for family after school. Kasi hanggang 12 noon yung preschool wala nang hapon. So full-time mom din naman siya after. I mean, not, actually she's always working in her room. But I saw the best of both worlds through my mom's life. And so I could say, that I want to be, my family will occupy a big chunk of my time, but I also want to have a career because I saw my mom have a career and my dad also supported it. But I can't really say I was particularly ambitious about anything because unlike you, I wanted to be like my mom, but it's a passion. I want to be a teacher. So, and I can also imagine that there are a lot of young people out there that um they don't have a particular goal to be successful in a particular career. But my point in saying this now is, but you never know. Let's say you end up in this line of work and you're so good at it, and suddenly your boss is promoting you, promoting you, promoting you, and you never thought then that I can do all this. Then suddenly your partner was also like, "Oy, you never told me na ambisyosa ka pala." Ang daming ganon. I learned na, what did he expect you to be? To stop? I mean, sometimes you're just evolving in your 20s, in your 30s. So you should find a partner who will really accept you at whatever you are, whatever you want to be. So that's a very important takeaway. There's so much that we will see from you in the next decades of your life. For sure. I'm so sure about that. It's so exciting that we got this chance to chat. Do you want to ask me anything? Yung pala yung ano namin, hindi naman ending, but that's the twist here.
I wanted to ask you, like, how do, with your very busy schedule, parang, how are you able to find time for, I guess, your kids, right?
Well, actually, when the doctor asked me that, my answer is, maniwala ka, mas busy ang schedule ng doktor kaysa sa akin. Again, it also depends on what your kind of practice is, but like the life of your mom in particular, that's crazy, like when we sometimes in the Senate have session, and there's a time of the year where we have session, the budget that ends, and you've experienced that, like we're there till 2 a.m., 4 a.m. Doesn't naman happen the whole year round. That only happens a few times in the year. But my quick answer to that is, I do believe you can be everything you want to be, but you may not be able to be that all of the time. I mean, every time, every day. So there's a week that I'm more devoted to my kids, and then there's a week that I really just have so much work to do. So for example, on my way here to meet you, my son called and I said to him, I won't see you tonight because I'm taping my podcast. So kwentuhan lang kami. So that's our time. That kwentuhan on the phone. And it is what it is. Like I have never had this thought na I have to tuck in my kids every night. That's not the life that I have. I have decided way back that my bonding with my kids, and that's why I'm such a breastfeeding advocate, because that's how I bonded with my kids. My adopted son, I never got to breastfeed him, but with my daughters, this was my time. No one else can do this for you. I'm the only one breastfeeding you. Okay? So, and then I'm very big on vacations because that's our time away from everything. I can do everything, but not. And there are days that I do everything, and I'm so proud of myself, but I'm so tired. I did everything that day in the sense na kunyari, I had something with my kids. I had some successful moment at work, and then I had time with my mom pa. I don't know. Maybe I saw some friends from long ago, so that's my personal. Sometimes it happens all, but not always, and that's okay. Like, why do you have to be all of that in one day? But ang lalaki ba ganon? Hindi naman sila ganon eh. But how come we even think about it? Because we care. That's how I tell women, you don't have to be that every single moment of the day naman. And with technology, it makes it easier. Diba?
Mhm.
But before we end, I wanted to ask, what was your alone time, or what was your little joys outside of med school, during med school, and then during the any time in your busy life, like whether it was the DOH days or the med school days, how do you even unwind?
I think during med school, just really hanging out with classmates.
Yun na yun,
So,
they're your family na eh.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, parang we do, like, it really depends sa cycle ng exams, di ba? So, pag exam week, wala talaga. Pero pag during regular school time, so we'd have like, okay, bowling ba tayo?
Okay. So,
Kasi we're
little,
on Robinson's Place, Manila. That's our, like, that's our
doon
main,
ang puntahan ng
Yeah.
ng
Or we do
mga,
frisbee
oh,
in
nice. Okay.
Diliman. So,
Okay.
we're not very good players,
That
but
doesn't matter.
our classmates would just organize it. Or, Gideon Lasco, right?
Yes, oh.
He's my batchmate. So, he'd
Okay.
organize hikes for us. Again, di kami lahat magaling mag-hike.
But sumasama kayo. That's
Yes.
amazing.
So, he'd organize,
Okay.
he'd like rent a couple of jeepneys, tapos sasama kami. So, yung batch din namin kasi sa UP Med, kasi maraming nagfa-frat or sorority, diba?
Right.
In our batch, sobrang konti.
Ah,
So, it ended up like the
that's your
batch was like
activity.
parang group
Super
kami.
close.
So it's that. So it's really hanging out with
But
classmates.
you already mentioned a few activities that are not that common. So how nice. From frisbee to hiking, 'di ba?
Yeah. So, okay naman.
Nice to know.
Recently, mas parang ano na, mas mga self-care stuff. So, yoga.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I need to invite you. So and then wait, who's your go-to barkada? Your classmates pa
So
rin?
I have of course, my high school barkada. I
Yes.
still hang out with them. Then my college group din ako. And then my med school
In your
barkada.
college group, they ended up mostly med school because bio
Mm,
undergrad mo.
yeah, not all din. Kasi some of us went to UST with other med
But I mean
schools.
not
But we,
not not yeah, not UP Med, but I mean med school pa rin yung
yeah.
pinuntahan for
Mm-hmm.
most.
Yeah.
Okay, so you choose your group. You're more than welcome. I want to invite you to join my sport. Try it with a coach, paddle, okay? No, because for me, I really want to convince doctors, and I don't think you need convincing. It's more like making it a lifestyle, no?
Yeah.
To make healthy living more of your lifestyle
Ooh.
by engaging in a sport that you love. Like I don't force my sport, but yung sport ko before was more of triathlon, which might be a bit harder. Paddle kasi with a coach, promise, within that 1 hour lesson, you can play a game na with your friends.
Ooh.
Like definitely mas mahirap pa yung hiking.
Okay.
Oh, 'di ba? That and then I also have a Pilates reformer studio. So since you said yoga, so yan, that's my little pa-thank you sa'yo for spending an evening with me.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yan call mo yan
Yes.
Bring them, bring
But
them.
thank you for all the pagcha-championin ng so many health legislation and our budget for many years. So we appreciate it. And also for standing up to a lot of like industry interference. I think we as public health champions are very appreciative of
Oh,
that.
thank you.
Kasi
Yeah.
konti lang yung ganun.
Honestly, I feel this is the part 3 because I'd love to have you back to talk about how I on the legislative side and then how you on the executive policy side also. How do we work with all these pressures? Kasi those were really tough fights that we went through. Like on the these are basically the sin products. You know, there's a lot of lobbying there. It's hard to pass legislation. We'll be here until madaling araw if we start talking about it. So when we can, let's talk about that again because I know you're also very passionate about it and I really appreciated all the support from you guys. So thank you so much, Bev.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, ma'am.
What an exciting episode with Dr. Beverly Ho. I hope you all learned from it the way I did. I mean, as I said, I've known her for so long, but I learned so much just sitting down with her. Guys, comment below. Tell us if you have extra questions for her by the time that this is put on Spotify as a podcast or on YouTube. We'll answer your questions with Dr. Beverly Ho. If you have career advice, because apparently she's very proud to be a mentor. I mean, you were a mentor to many younger ones. You're still so young for me. But yeah, comment below and tell us what else you want to hear about. So this is Pia Cayetano on My Daily Race. Stay tuned. This is the part 2 of my podcast with Dr. Beverly Ho.